I've had a fantastic 2 days because all day yesterday I was with representatives of the various teams around the world that we work with right at the moment, looking at their practice and what's going on in the hundreds and hundreds of schools around the world in which we currently run programs. The answer to the question for us about the pedagogy which seems most appropriate for developing creativity lies in this model of the low-functioning and high-functioning classroom. And it was very clear in the discussions yesterday as each team were able to present about their work that this lies at the heart of what all of them are doing. It's really important to say we do not believe that low functioning is bad and high functioning is good. Low functioning is a pedagogical style which is necessary. There are times when you just have to sit and listen, like now. The high functioning is much more participative, and we gave you a flavour of that a bit earlier in the workshop that you encountered here, and it was very interesting listening to your reflections on that and how much you got out of that way of learning as opposed to this way of learning when I put a slide up and tell you what to think. So most of this you probably won't remember. So I'm not going to spend more time on this, particularly because a lot of this is in the book and you can see it there, and also some of our wonderful teams are presenting over the next couple of days, and they will come back to this in other forms. What I want to do is just look at what does this look like in a classroom by showing you a classroom in which boys are working like this. It's a school in Wales, working in the high-functioning model. It's a school in Wales. We were working with 15, 16-year-old boys who were all expected to fail at everything, and they believed it too. And we had to teach them Lord of the Flies. That was the job. Artist and teacher working together, and this is what happened.
Curly salmon sandwiches and how the ale did flow. They said the bride was lovelier than... Oh! Okay. Oh no!
Shut up and sit down.
Today we're demonstrating being disruptive.
Don't like asking questions.
People being silly. Too much writing.
Bullies. Talking and chatting.
Get distracted easily.
People being immature.
People talking.
What we've decided to do is bring the boys out of the classroom down into the woods, and then we can build the fire and get them to start making the fire and looking for the firewood and building it up and then lighting it, and so they get the experience, the physical embodiment of the experience that the boys would have had on the island. So it's a symbol of the story and reenacting out the story with different activities and exercises around the fire.
I'm going to handle me.
So try and choose one that hasn't got...
Oh my god!
I thought this would be a really good opportunity to show perhaps what could be done and just to do something new and something exciting and something interesting.
Boys, I can't get the seal off it.
I reckon it's really good and people should do it more often.
Can I check that everybody's got their name on their staff?
Like being in a classroom because it's all like hot and all, there's like so many rules, and then outside you can do what you want.
Right, actually it works better.
And Ralph, because they didn't stab and they only watched. These are the twins.
It's the captain at the end.
This is the monster.
That's the monster.
It's the pig on the stick.
That's my arrow.
That's Jack. That's Ralph.
This is like the rain. It's like when he's dead, like suddenly the rain came down.
I prefer being outdoors. Learn more as well. It's like really calming. Just like really relaxing. Just take more in. Loads of people mess about in our class, and like they're like really calm down there doing all their work.
So, what they did, as it says, was build a revision trail. That group of boys created visual arts installations throughout the forest of the key moments in that film, in that book, and the whole of the year used that as a revision trail when they'd finished it and went down and experienced the whole of Lord of the Flies in that environment. What was great about this project is the filmmakers went back a year later and interviewed the teacher and the kids.
Year on, looking back, what are your thoughts now?
I'm positive about the whole experience, really. I think looking back at how the boys were a year ago compared to how they are now, there's been a real significant change in many of them, not all of them, but many of them. Some of them have really settled down academically, some of them have really settled down socially. Generally, the impact's been really positive.
And are you just saying that because it was part of the project and we're asking you about it on camera?
No, I really feel like that. If you look at the data academically from the results of the Lord of the Flies exam that they sat, 5 of those boys actually got C's, another 5 got D's, and that's just incredible considering their sort of backgrounds and how we expected them to perform. So they've really overachieved academically. And I think the other outcome is a social one as well. When I see those boys around the school, when I teach them, I've got a much closer relationship with them, I've got a much better understanding of them, and I think they've got a better understanding of me, and I think that really has helped us move forward academically and socially since the project finished.
I think it did help me because it was better than being in the classroom, and I think I've done better in the exam than I would have done if we just stayed in the class and learned.
I enjoyed it and it helped me in the exam. I got a C on the paper.
I got a C from it.
Like, I got a grade that I wouldn't have got if I didn't have do it.
Same. I didn't think I was going to get the grade that I did, and I did get the grade.
What grade did you get?
A C in the end.
And what does that mean?
That I passed and did better than I thought I would.
The fact that we interacted with the story and it was like more activities, like...
I found it more fun.
Yeah, like you could remember it more. It was like more memorable. A little bit, yeah.
Memorable.
Outside learning, like, it got my memory thinking, and then I remembered the trail, and then I went, oh, that's a nice quote for that point and all that.
So I show that for a couple of reasons, one of which is I wanted some voice of young people to come into this 2 days because this is who we're talking about, and so often they're not here. But really the main point about it is that this way of learning, I believe passionately, directly improves their capacity to learn. They then apply it to their learning. And you can see that in the boys a year on. They are physically and psychologically transformed and so forth. And it's more than it being a year older. They're able to sit still, they're able to focus, they're able to reflect, all those things they had no capacity for doing a year earlier. But having worked in this way, they have developed that capacity. That's it, thank you.
Well, thank you very much.